hate it and they feel miserable when they play it, but they can't quit. It's like you're addicted to it. And I don't think you never want to have a relationship like that to a game. Because then what's the point? You're never gonna learn anyway. You're just like, what are you doing? Every time you play the game, you should have some enjoyment. And like, oh, I landed a clean counter hit. Oh, nice throw setup. Like, this is stuff I feel every time I play Tekken. I guess I'll explain it again. Arslan just tweeted saying, I'm getting kinda depressed with Tekken 8. It sounds like he's getting a burnout on the game, which is very unfortunate. That sucks, and it can happen. He doesn't want to play it anymore, it's starting to feel repetitive, and he feels like, fuck, the gameplay loop is just launch someone, take them to the wall, apply a wall combo, and then they gotta wake up and take the mix-up, right? That's what he said. He feels like, fuck, this is the gameplay loop shit. I'm getting depressed with this shit. And I'm like, welcome to the club. Like, welcome to the party. This has been Tekken for 20 years, and arguably any modern mainstream fighting game, Street Fighter, combo starter, corner carry, at the corner, congrats, take the throw loop, take the shimmy, take the mix-up, right? And you're forced to stand back up all the time. And they can drive rush in, and now you can even knock someone down in the neutral, drive rush in, and take the and give an Oki mix-up on wake up, right? So I'm just like, okay, well, to me it just seems like, well, welcome to Tekken, pal, and welcome to fighting games. It just also was ironic to me because Tekken 7 had an even worse example of this with Akuma, which was a very popular character in Pakistan. They put him on the map. How many tournaments did Atif but crush playing the super broken Akuma? That's why I don't see what you're saying. You're like, oh, what's your point? People complained about Tekken 7 as well. Well, I'm just saying Arslan is complaining now, and I didn't hear too much of that with Akuma. Or was it more okay with Akuma? Do you get it? Why wasn't he depressed during Tekken 7, but he's depressed now? Akuma was all over Pakistan. They all had a pocket Akuma. Everyone played Akuma. And he had the worst example of this that has ever been seen in a Tekken game. 80% damage into a unseeable +7 on block low that did 90 damage, half your health bar. Like, do you understand? Or knocks you up, tech trap, and now demon flips behind you, hits you in the back, and into a death combo. Like, do you understand? That's where I was just like, okay. But Akuma still needed to play neutral. There is no neutral in Tekken 8. There's no neutral in Tekken 8. Okay? What neutral don't you have here that you had in Tekken 7? I feel like there's a lot of negativity surrounding Tekken 8 now. Well, obviously there is. I'm not gonna sit here and defend this game. Like, I think this game is 5 times better than Tekken 7, but that's my opinion. And I guess I can see some of the criticisms people can have on it. I just don't see what this game does worse than Tekken 7 personally. But there's no neutral in this game. Like, you do realize neutral in Tekken 7 was a huge backdash, moving back and forth, not so much sidestepping. Sidestepping was quite weak in Tekken 7. So sidestepping is the most interesting part of 3D games, in my opinion. And sidestepping is way more interesting in Tekken than backdashing. Backdashing is the easiest option select. Sidestepping requires a lot of knowledge and a lot of patience. Sidewalk, wait out your opponent's attack. Like, people are good at sidestepping. They put a lot of effort into that. But in Tekken 7, you backdash like this. And then you threw your... I mean, King didn't even use throws in that game. Just backdash. And throw your super broken launcher like this. That's how largely every character played in that game. Just backdash, backdash, and then you go in and you do poking, very safe poking with checks like this. You had to keep it very short and tight because everyone threatened you with Magic 4, what would kill you at 11 frames. 11 to 12, 13 frames. Everyone did that. Everyone did. Boom, you died. Is that a better neutral than what Tekken 8 offers? I'm not terribly inclined to say that that was interesting. But every single character in the game played the same game plan. Backdash, 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 king, and then you picked Steve. Backdash, 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 back one. Backdash, 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 back one. And then I played Armor King. He was also a furry. Backdash, 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 back one. Backdash, 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 back one. And then I played Noctis. Backdash, 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 back one. Backdash, 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 back one. And then I played Kazumi. Jab, jab. Magic 4. Backdash, 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 Magic 4. Backdash, 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 Magic 4. Was that super interesting? Was that a super rewarding and amazing neutral? I don't know if I'm inclined to agree with you, right? There's a lot of criticisms thrown towards Tekken 8 where, like, I respect your opinion, but I'm just like, I don't see how that was fun or interesting. I mean, it was interesting for certain reasons, absolutely, but I just think Tekken 8 is way more fun here. And characters do more interesting things. Like, King, for example, doesn't have a backdash. That's never happened before. He literally can't backdash. So he has a Jaguar step instead, which is character unique. And he has a muscle armor to absorb attacks and then counter attack. King is also incentivized to use his throws a lot in this game, rather than just do what everyone else does. He actually wants to use his throws. Put that on YouTube, maybe someone responds why they hate Tekken 8. Oh, I'm sure. YouTube comments tend to be quite negative. I'm sure someone is gonna say, oh my god, forced 50-50, this and that. I just want to say, like, you're very entitled to your opinion. I would just say, like, if you play a game and you're constantly feeling like burnt out, or every time you play it you're just full of negative energy, I would do, like, maybe take a break. You know, take a break, come back to it and see if you feel better after some time. But the thing is, if you feel like Tekken 8, it just doesn't seem to be for you, just flush the game or take a break. I myself played Dead by Daylight quite religiously. I even made a YouTube channel. I made a YouTube channel for a new game, and I was like, yeah, whoa, I'm gonna become a DBD content creator as well. That's why I envisioned in my head, like, I love this game, it's so good. I almost liked it as much as Tekken. But then, I don't know, I've flushed that game like 5 times. Maybe you guys have felt this way about Tekken, right? Many of you seem to be very negative about Tekken. So it's like with Dead by Daylight, I eventually, I deleted the game. Do you know why? Because I played the game for a month. No, I played the game for years. I started in 2021. But I found myself having like a month, like in a row. I would play daily for a month, and not a single day was it fun. Can you imagine playing a game for 30 days in a row and it's never fun? I was just like, why am I doing this to myself? I can't do this. You know, I just feel negative energy when I play this game. So I just dropped it. And I couldn't agree on the balancing of the game. Like, at its core, Dead by Daylight is a fun game, but it's so poorly balanced. If you guys think this is a poorly balanced game, oh god, my sweet summer child, yeah. So I just flushed the game. So maybe some of you might want to do that with Tekken, and I've seen this with Dota and League of Legends, etc. People have like a toxic addiction to their game. They hate it and they feel miserable when they play it, but they can't quit. It's like you're addicted to it. And I don't think you never want to have a relationship like that to a game. Because then what's the point? You're never gonna learn anyway. You're just like, what are you doing? Every time you play the game, you should have some enjoyment. And like, oh, I landed a clean counter hit. Oh, nice throw setup. Like, this is stuff I feel every time I play Tekken. I think that's a positive and healthy relationship to a game where you're like, every day you play it, sure, you can get annoyed. Who doesn't get annoyed playing PvP games, competitive ones? But every day you should also have a sense of like, oh god, that was nice, that was cool, nice. Otherwise you turn into one of these miserable people that can turn very toxic and salty, and you send hate mail to people. You see these people a lot in Dead by Daylight or Dota. And to me it's like, what are you doing here exactly? So I just wanted to say that, like, if you feel deeply miserable about Tekken 8, take a break, come back to it, or you know what, this game, perhaps it might not be for you, right? If you feel super negative all the time. I just think that they should improve the option select on wall 50/50s. The option select on wall 50/50s. I don't even know what that is, dude. Well, that's hard to do if you are a fighting game developer, because these days fighting games are like that. But one way would be giving every character a shove type move to just create distance. You mean this? You mean this? Which you have. Do you know how pros use this move? They don't use it to extend combos. Do you know why they save this? It's because in case something like this happens, they get launched like this. You see Nina taking damage here, right? Do you see that white bar? You see, this is what they wait for with their heat burst. You just did a big combo. Half that damage is recoverable. They'll get back to their feet, try and block your mix-up, and if they block your mix-up, they immediately pop this, and this is the get off me. On hit, it's +2. On block, it's +1, meaning your jab is now uninterruptible. And here, they try and create pressure, because even on block, do you see my health? Do you see my health? You see this, right? Even on block and on hit, I will now recover health. Right? It's a big old defensive shove button into then recover some of that damage you just dealt me with that combo. I can actually regain half of the damage you dealt me with that combo. It's like almost people have forgotten about this stuff. Do you actively pay attention to the fact that if you eat a combo, you can recover half of the damage? It seems it has evaded your memory, or you don't pay attention to it because it's a really, really big deal. That for the first time ever, like, combos have received a huge nerf. A huge nerf. And then you come here and tell me you need a shove button, and I'm like, what do you think pros do with this in tournaments? Or I do with this when I play ranked? It's exactly to break someone's momentum, because it's a super fast armor startup. That is always plus. And now you go into heat, and any recoverable health you get, heat is super generous, more so than in the neutral state, to give you health back, recoverable health, on block or on hit. It's true, but using heat to extend combos is problematic, though. Is it really, though? You mean like Heihachi does when you get a big combo like this? Yeah, but it's still risky. It's still risky, dude. You can't do this and then try and get a heat mix-up on your opponent standing up. Sure, but if this doesn't work out and your opponent defends correctly, he will do what I just described. He will pop this, and now he could knock you out of your heat, and now he's going to heat pressure you. And how many times have you seen a huge comeback in this game? Someone's eaten a lot of shit. He's at 20% health left. You've used your heat. He pops his heat and he fucking smokes you. How many times have you seen this in this game? Or you have a super strong rage art. The strongest rage art ever to protect you against MASH. I don't know, I just feel like it's a little bit more complicated than people like to say, right?